What is up, y'all? It's Brian back again with Crush Cards, and today we have probably one of the most requested videos on the entire channel. Y'all have been asking and here it is. This is the zombie combo test hand tutorial and updated deck profile with side deck also. But before we get into the video, I'm gonna ask you guys, just take 10 seconds, just 10 seconds, go down real quick and hit the subscribe button because it helps us out so much and it gets you guys access to content like this as soon as we put it up. Feel free to hit the like button to show your support for the video and for the channel, and of course, leave a comment in the comment section down below on what you think, what you want to do with this deck, and how you think this deck is actually going to function. And just a little teaser, if y'all stay tuned until the end of the video, we got a little bit of sneak peekage going on for our Master Rule 5. So why don't you guys stick around? Let me know what you want to see for that. We're just going to speed through this real quick because you guys already know what these cards do. So we play double Shiranui Solitaire. We only play 2 now. We cut it down to 1 because we put a different card in. But this card literally just gets you access to your Unizombie or to your Glow Up Bloom. And then for the best starter in the entire deck, we play triple copies of Unizombie. This card literally just discards any card from your hand so you can get a lot of bricks out of your hand or trigger a lot of your danger effects or other effects that we need in your graveyard. And it also just Foolish Burials any zombie monster directly from your deck to your graveyard. Of course, probably one of the best cards in the deck also is triple Mizuki. This card is literally just Monster Reborn, not a hard once per turn. When Zombie World is up on the field, it's free. Double Necro World Banshee because it just gets you access to your Zombie World and it's a quick effect to trigger your Doom King on your opponent's turn. Speaking of, we play the double Doom King. Once again, best boss monster ever printed in a structure deck. 2 interruptions guaranteed almost every single turn as long as Zombie World is face up on the field. This card is busted. Then we do play the 1 Glow Up Bloom still. A lot of people are kind of on the fence about this card. However, it just helps you go in and OTK your opponent on turn 2 or 3. So this card is not needed, but I choose to play it still. And then another change in the deck, we play the 1 Gozuki. This card is just an extender, and it also has a cool effect in the graveyard, but when it hits the graveyard, you can banish another zombie monster, special zombie from your hand. So it's an extender, and it also just functions as a Foolish Burial once you can get it back out. So say this is your graveyard, you can Mizuki it back, and then we'll see it in the combo section, but this is a +1 all the time. This card is really worth a slot. On to our dangers, we play the double Mothman because it just discards cards and allows you to dig. We play the double Chupacabra because it allows you to reborn any danger. We play the double Jackalope because they are just free bodies, and we play 2 Tsuchinoko and the 1 Nessie. These are all literally just free extenders. If you guys are not a fan of the dangers, I would argue that you could drop one of the Chupacabras, but they're literally free bodies on the field, and they're so worthwhile. Like, I know that they rely on chance, but it's worth it. Still play double copies of Destrudo. This card is literally just a dark extender, and it's a dragon, which is not a zombie or a warrior or any of your other types, so it helps you go into Curious, and it gets you access to your synchros. Another change, we play the 1 Glow Up Bulb. This card says that you can mill a card from the top of your deck and then special summon it, so it helps you get gas in your graveyard, and it's also a free body to extend with. And it's a level 1 tuner. Comes up sometimes. Of course, we play the Armageddonite, and we still play the triple Malicious, the triple Brickish, but it is what it is. And then we play the triple Apprentice Illusion Magician. These 2 cards just make you Beatrice. This is an extent, like, these cards are just so good. We'll see in the combo section. And then the standard spells, we play triple Instant Fusion, the double Zombie World because it's a brick and you don't want to see more of it. We play the 1 Foolish Burial because it's an extender, and then we just play the double Super Poly to help us go second or provide interruption going first. For the extra deck, we play the 1 Linkaribo, with the 1 Vampire Sucker because it says draw 1, IP Masquerena because of the interruption it provides on your opponent's turn, and it allows you to go into indestructible monsters. Barricade Board Blocker just protects your Zombie World and helps you discard cards. Nightmare Unicorn because it just helps you spin things back to deck and it's just nice spot removal. We play Curious, of course, the best Link 3 in the entire game. This card is literally just Foolish Burial for free. It's insane, and it mills 3. Like, this card is the best card in this deck. Still play the Nightmare Griffin. This is the only card I'm still kind of iffy about. It does provide a really good lock on your opponent because it functions as that floodgate, allowing only special summon monsters to activate their effects if they are linked, and if you can get Vampire Sucker above it, and then a Barricade Board Blocker on the side, and then Doom King over here. It's really, really cool. But if you guys don't want to play this, a card that I would definitely recommend in place is Abyss Dweller. It's something I've been playing around with, but Griffin is still really, really strong. One change that we did make is Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax. This card is absolutely insane. If y'all don't know what this card does, I highly recommend you go read it. We have the 1 Boral Sword so we can go in and kill our opponent for game. We have our Dawn Dragster for our spell trap negates because you're gonna need that in every game. We play the 1 Beatrice because it's once again Foolish Burial. Millennium Eyes and Thousand Eyes Restrict. This allows you to go first and play hopefully without hand traps. This allows you to go second and eat a monster. Another change that we made was the instant fusion target of El Shadal Winda. If you open up a relatively decent hand, but it's not like super combo-y, you could still instant fusion this out, normal summon, get your Zombie World, and then Mizuki this back to create a lock. block. Like, this card is really, really strong. And then, of course, our super poly target, we have the Draco Necro Nether Soul Dragon. This is just 2 zombie monsters, and it just helps you OTK your opponent also. And here we go, y'all, for the side deck. Of course, when we go second, we do not want to lose, so we play triple evenly matched. This card helps you combat back row, and it just helps you break boards for absolutely free. This card is unfair, and you have to play it at 3 in every single side deck. This deck has a relatively decent Shaddoll matchup anyways, but we do play the double D barrier. Dimensional barrier says you can declare 1 monster type, which is Ritual Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Pendulum. For the rest of the turn, neither player can special summon monsters with that declared type. Also, negate the effects of all face-up type of that monster on the field. So this card just helps you stop Pendulums, it helps you stop all the fusion decks that are running around. This card is really, really strong. And to help you out things, I am opting to play Kaijus. I know that this has kind of fallen out of favor, but I've noticed in the last couple weeks of testing that this deck doesn't really get around big problematic monsters without Dune King on field to banish them. So if you can Kaiju your opponent's Winda or Kaiju any other problematic monster on the field that you can't seem to get over, you can just play for free. So these cards are not necessary, but it's something I've been testing and I definitely recommend it. I would argue that this is the best hand trap in the entire format right now. DD Crow is the bane of this deck's existence. Therefore, it's the bane of every deck's existence because this is the best deck in the entire format. Like, everybody knows that. And because every deck plays in the graveyard, this just literally allows you to banish some of their resources and prevents them from playing. So this card is really, really strong. Definitely recommend this at 3. And then, of course, we hate back row deck. So we play triple twin twisters. You could play Cosmic Cyclone or you could play Lightning Storm, but playing 9 dangers in the deck, this just gets you a plus off of any of them. So this card is really strong. And our final 2 slots in the side deck are the 3rd Super Poly and the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. A lot of decks running around are still playing double darks, and if you could side this in knowing that you're going to go first or second, you can literally just clear your opponent's board on either player's turn. So these cards are really, really huge. Shout out to our boy Clinton over at Cardboard Gaming for this Dark Soul token, because this bad boy makes you a token, and these are insane. Like, if you're playing this deck, you need this token. Also does these insane zombie field centers. Look at that, like prismatic rare, like that is unreal. Not only do they have zombie field centers and tokens, they have them for all of your favorite archetypes. And if they don't, feel free to reach out and they'll make you whatever you need. And if you use the discount code CrushCards10, you get 10% off your entire purchase. The links are in the description box down below.
And if you also notice these sick new mats we're using, they're from our friends over at MANGA Mats. They do a ton of deck-specific mats that are absolutely beautiful. And if you want a discount off of your order, good news, we have a code for that too. It's CrushManga5. Links will be in the description below, and you can go and get one for yourself. Yay!
Just gonna shuffle a little bit more. Couple one of these. Give our opponent the option to cut our deck, which they will, and then we will take 5. Ooh. Ooh. All right. Okay. We don't want to lose the Armageddonite, but we also don't really want to like risk it. Man, that's tough. Do we activate the Armageddonite by normal summoning it, or do we try to dig for like a Unizombie or a Solitaire? That's tough. We're gonna play it safe. We're gonna normal summon Armageddonite and activate its effect. Send a Banshee, cut, and then we are gonna activate our Nessie in our hand. 1. Ooh, look who goes to the graveyard. My buddy Nessie will summon and we will draw 1 card. Oh my god! Yo, this is one of the best extenders in the entire deck, y'all. Like, you need to play this card. We're gonna special summon the Apprentice Illusion Magician by discarding our Mizuki. Look at this freaking graveyard already. Like, we have the entire setup. This is just unreal. So we have an Aqua Warrior Spellcaster, all 3 of which are dark. Y'all know where that's going. Curious is gonna activate, sending Malicious, and then of course Curious is gonna attempt to mill 3, in which we are gonna chain our Banshee, grabbing our Zombie World directly from our deck to our side of the field. After a quick little shuffle, our opponent will cut and we will mill 3. Right here is where we say a prayer, hoping that it's not a Malicious. Oh my god, we get, oh, come on, y'all. Absolutely insane. So what we could do is we are going to banish our Mizuki, special summoning Unizombie, activate Unizombi's effect, sending a 2nd copy of Mizuki. Opponent's gonna cut, and then we are going to Malicious. My favorite play, we're gonna banish Mizuki again, getting our Apprentice Illusion Magician, overlaying 6s into Beatrice. So we're gonna activate our Beatrice, sending that Malicious, and then to our graveyard, we're gonna send that final copy of Mizuki. So based on what I'm looking at right now, this looks like the Griffin lock board that I was talking about in the extra deck section. So we're gonna link for 2 here to our Barricade Borg blocker, and then we can Mizuki back any card that we need. These two will become your Nightmare Griffin, and then of course, you activate your last copy of Malicious, and now you can activate your Destrudo in hand to target that Malicious, special summon itself. This will go to the bottom of your deck. You'll get an FA Dawn Dragster, and then on your opponent's turn, your Doom King will special summon itself to the arrow that Griffin provides. So what you have here is Zombie World, so the Doom King can trigger twice. Griffin allows only special summon monsters to activate if they are linked. They have to be linked to activate their effect. So because all three of these are linked, they are all good. Barricade Board Blocker does not activate, just so you guys know. Board Blocker is a continuous effect to protect your Zombie World. So you have a Spell Trap negate, 2 interruptions off of Doom King, protection off of Board Blocker, and Griffin to provide you with that awesome Floodgate. And you still have another Doom King in your graveyard for your following turn. So let's say we won game 1, right? And we know that our opponent is going to make us go second. The things that I would honestly side in are 3 evenly matched, and also to slow our opponent down, 3 DD Crow, because I know that they're playing a graveyard reliant deck. So not only am I gonna show you what I'm siding in, I'll also show you what I'm gonna side out. So Destrudo is a good card, but it costs you half your life points to do it. So we're gonna get rid of both of Destrudos. We'll get rid of 1 Chupacabra because it's probably the least impactful danger. We'll drop the ball because it's better going first if you see it, to try to get things in your graveyard to see your resources. We'll drop 1 Apprentice because going second, it's kind of a neg. And then we'll drop the 1 Gozuki. So without disrupting our engine too much, we still have our entire deck to play around with while siding out cards that aren't really going to be that impactful going second. We will allow our opponent to cut. So we are going to draw 1, 2, there it is, 3, ooh, 4, 5, oof, that's tough. And then our 6th card is going to be Snake. All right, that's not terrible. So we're going to go, you know, standby, main, battle, end of battle, activate, evenly match. We just broke our opponent's entire board. Now this is your hand, so you have 2 options now, depending on what your opponent is playing and depending on what you draw. This top card is very, very important. So you don't have access to your Zombie World right now, so you really have to rely on Snake to dig. So you can either be really gutsy and try to do your win to play, getting a Zombie World somehow out of your deck with nothing here to see, and then Mizuki back the window, or you could go Instant Fusion, Thousand Eyes, take the monster, and then Tsuchinoko to see what you would get. So the Instant Fusion is really critical. I let y'all decide what decision you're gonna make first, but I'm a gambler, so I'm gonna go Tsuchinoko first. 4, hey, look who goes to the graveyard. This will summon and we will draw 1. Yo, oh my God. All right, cool, we're rolling now, boys. We are gonna normal summon Uni. Guess what he's gonna do? We're gonna send that Banshee. Now what we are gonna do is we are going to activate our Instant Fusion, paying 1,000, getting an El Shadal Winda. Now, we can't enter our battle phase, so there's absolutely no point in trying to get big monsters on field, so the best play right now would be to lock our opponent out of getting their board back. So we are going to activate our Banshee in our graveyard, banishing it, getting our Zombie World. Now, everything on the field and in graveyard, they are zombies, my friend. So we are going to link. We're gonna link for 2 here into our +1, activating Unizombi's effect to discard 1 card, and then we're gonna Malicious. Now we can go Malian Uni into an IP Masquerena. We can activate Malicious again so that we have a target for Masquerena if we so need it. And then of course our last action is we are going to banish our Mizuki, getting back our El Shadal Winda, creating this insane lock. And then because it was specialed from the graveyard, we are going to sucker and draw 1. That's pretty nuts. So going second, you're still able to end on this. So what you have here is you have IP and your Malicious if you want to get your Unicorn and then just spin something back. They're locked into 1 special summon with Window. Or if you know that they can't get over this, my favorite play, before they end their main phase, you're gonna IP Masquerena into an indestructible Avermax. Now, Avermax, because it was used with IP, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. It also can't be targeted off of its own effect, and whenever it battles a monster special summoned, it gains their attack. So you basically just inflict 3,000 damage with this card regardless. You have an insane Floodgate. You also have a free body on board in case you need to make more plays. You have Instant Fusion in hand, and then your top deck. Wow, all 3 Instant Fusion. That's kind of lame, but we could, man, how much damage do we want to put on board? So we're gonna discard the instant fusion and use our one special summon for the turn, which would be Apprentice Illusion Magician. We'll go into battle phase, and this is lethal. All right, so here's the cards that we sided back out, and here is our original side out targets. So we're gonna go first, and we know that we are gonna go first. So what we are gonna do is I'm gonna side in 2 D barrier. So I'm gonna side back in the Apprentice because it's a free body. The 2 Destrudo because you don't want to get even lead, so Destrudo will provide you with that spell trap negate, and then we'll also side it back in the ball. So we're gonna put these 6 back in our side deck, and then for these 2, this is what we sided back out, was this Chupacabra and the Gozuki. We are going first. Our opponent probably has evenly matched, so the thing that we are going to try to play around the most is getting that spell trap negate. So let's focus on that and see what kind of board we can make, right? So we are going to cut, and then we'll draw 1, oof, 2, nice, 3, oh my god, 4. Look at God, that's pretty sweet. All right, first off, we are going to Foolish Burial. You want to see your zombie world as soon as possible, so our Banshee is going to end up in our graveyard. We are going to shuffle, allow our opponent to cut, and then, man, we've got a lot of options here. We're gonna go Tsuchinoko in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they hit Mally. Tsuchinoko will summon. We will draw 1. Oh my God, this is nuts. We're gonna go instant 1,000. Get our Millennium Eyes. Now we have an extender regardless, so we're gonna go Mothman in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they hit the Moth, so we're going to draw 1 card, discard 1 card. We will discard the Destrudo because it can still be live in grave, and then we have not normal. So guess what? There's our normal summon, activate effect. Tributing for cost to get your Unizombie. Unizombie is going to activate. You're gonna send that Mizuki, boys. And look, once again, there it is. The entire graveyard is set up. You have an extender, a zombie world, and your spell trap negate already ready to go. So we're gonna go link 3 into your Curious, and then you are going to activate Curious's effect to send 1 from your deck to the graveyard, chaining your Banshee. Activating Zombie World, we're gonna send our Apprentice Illusion Magician. You want as many extenders in your graveyard as possible, and these 2 get you access to another Foolish Burial, which will get you direct access to your Doom King, so that is what we are going to prioritize. So on resolution, Curious is gonna mill 3. We're gonna, our opponent's gonna cut our deck, and then we are gonna mill 3. Banshee, Solitaire. Oh man, well, wish we sent something else, but that's Yu-Gi-Oh! So this is our graveyard, right? These 3 cards are in it too. So this is our graveyard. So a lot of people ask, what happens if you get Nibiru? What happens if you get Nibiru? You've got 1, 2, 3, potentially 4, 5. You've got like so many extenders in your graveyard that Nibiru isn't scary, y'all. Don't worry about that card. It's not a big deal. Malicious. Grab that Malicious, baby. Mizuki. Out, everybody's favorite. Y'all seen this play before. We're just gonna go into Beatrice. I think this actually might be the first time though that we have the last Malicious in graveyard or in deck. So we are going to Malicious, send Doom King. Guess what, y'all? We're gonna Malicious again. This card is so insane. Getting that 3rd copy. You know what we're gonna do now, my friends? We are going to activate Destrudo. Pay that half, my friends. And then Destrudo will target and summon. This is a 1, and now we're gonna sink. We will get an FA Dawn Dragster, and now our graveyard, if you want to see, this is our graveyard. Like, this is nuts. So what we can do is we have a Doom King ready for our standby phase. We also have a Banshee ready for the Doom King. We have a 3 and a 1, both from the extra deck. So guess what we're going? We're gonna end on an Avermax, and then on our opponent's standby phase, Doom King is going to special summon itself. Which you have ended on is 2 interruptions off of Doom King still. You have ended on a Dawn Dragster, which is a spell trap negate to ensure that you do not get evenly matched. And then you ended on a Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, which cannot be targeted. This is the only monster your opponent can attack, so both of these are totally safe. And if they try to attack it with anything that was special summoned, it gains 3,000 attack and defense. And then of course, just in case your opponent tries to play around your Doom King, you can banish your Banshee, activating a 2nd copy of Zombie World, and then trigger your own Doom King to pop your own opponent's cards. Like, this deck is insane. I know a lot of people don't like the combo version, a lot of people prefer the control version, but you've just seen the power of this combo zombie deck, what it can do going first or second, and going into games 2 and 3, how you can side for it depending on whatever your matchups are. We didn't even see our side deck, and we were still able to prevent our opponent from activating spells and traps, 2 interruptions, and protecting all of our monsters with Zombie World as a floodgate. This deck is nuts, y'all. I highly recommend that you guys give this a shot. In my opinion, this is the only way to play zombies until the next Master Rule, which we will be getting Union Carrier, Crystron Needle Fiber, Fibrax, whatever, and then Predaplant, Verte, Anaconda. These 3 cards are going to be game changing, and the worst part is that this is the best deck for all 3 of these cards. So before Master Rule 5, if you guys want to see combos involving all 3 of these cards in this deck, go down and subscribe first. Hit the subscribe button, y'all. Like this video, and then leave in the comment section down below which one you want to see first. Union Carrier, Crystron Needle Fiber, or the Predaplant, Verte, Anaconda. We just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with us today, showing your love and support by checking out this video. You guys want to support us even further, we have personalized Crush Card Field Centers, which are 10 bucks, and then Crush Card stickers, which are 5. The PayPal link is in the description box down below. Check it out, and don't forget to have a great day, y'all. We love you, you matter so much, and we can't wait to see you at the next event. Have a good day, y'all.